everybody, it's Safi and Marco, Dish Out on the Movies. We just watched the next episode of Hell's Kitchen, Season 24, Episode 4, called There's Something Fishy Going On. And
could you smell this episode, Safi?
No, but I mean, I could see how somebody could if you really got into it and thought about it.
See, I did a bad thing earlier this year. Well, I can't remember. It was like a month ago or something, where I wanted to have a snack, and I had a can of sardines, which, you know, sardines is like a treat you have once in a while. A lot of people hate them, but I used to love them. And
well, I think they're good too.
Well, I got down to the bottom. There were 2 left, and they looked really, really weird. They looked like there was a lot of skin missing, and their tails were sticking up. They looked very old or something, and they smelled fine, but I ate both of them, and they tasted so bad. I felt like I was in a Fear Factor episode, you know, and then I got sick that evening, and it was horrible. But I always will think about that taste now. Even when you see like an episode like this, you can see all those fresh fish, but then there's that one part where they're cleaning the boat, and there's that dead fish that's like flat on the boat, and it's like it brought back the taste. I can still taste it. I memorize tastes of all kinds. So what do you think, Safi?
I don't know. It was
like fish.
It was kind of like a predictable episode. And,
yeah.
Because you could see when something was going on, you could kind of see who's going to be held responsible, and I don't get it. Where I don't remember this happening this much.
What?
Where they make a mistake, but then they keep repeating it over and over again, and they don't seem to improve.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't remember this happening. We have watched a lot of cooking shows over the years. And I haven't watched any others lately except for MasterChef and this. And we've seen people compete, and somebody will make it, and during, you know, it's like at the beginning there's so many people, there's teams, of whole groups of people against each other. There's always like 2 teams, and then
you like being on a team,
they make
Safi?
a mistake.
You want to be on a team?
Somebody makes a mistake, and then they get called up on it, and he yells at them. Or Joe, I remember, would throw their stuff in the garbage.
Joe was on Hell's Kitchen?
Well, yeah, no, but I mean, I'm just saying that in these shows, some people make a mistake, but they usually seem to learn from it, and they don't repeat it.
Yeah.
But in this show, I mean, tonight, it was like, especially for women, and vegetables, of all things, my God, they've got to cook all these complicated, to me they're complicated, but the beef Wellington and the scallops, you know, they can't be cooked too long, and they can't be overcooked, or they'll be, hard or flabby or something. The salmons can't be overcooked. It's got to have a crispy skin. I mean, just all these little rules. The steak has to be, medium rare, or something. And so, I mean, everything's got to be perfect. It can be complicated, especially that beef Wellington. And this woman is doing garnishes. And in this case, for this tonight, the garnishes, I'm already jumping ahead.
Yeah, this is why we call Safi the leapfrog.
It drives me nuts.
Because
I just can't get over it, because it's the last
like,
thing we
chirp,
saw.
Chirp, and then she just jumps like all the way over there, you know.
It's the last thing we saw.
Really?
Almost.
Really?
Next to the last.
Really?
And it just drives me nuts. I don't get why people don't learn from their mistakes.
Well, let's
start from the beginning.
No. How about you learn from your mistake and stop jumping ahead?
Okay.
So let's talk about at the.
I'm tired, so.
Let's talk about at the beginning. They do like a fish challenge. They have to find different types of fish, which is just kind of like, like a elementary school gym class type of game. And then after that, people were matched up from both teams, and they had to cook different types of fish.
So you had monkfish, you had
there was a big problem.
All kinds.
There was a big conflict where one of the chefs, there were too many female chefs. So two of them, they had to decide between both of their dishes of which one would go up. Yeah. I thought that it was kind of a shame because they ended up choosing Kat's, and Kat is also the one who goes home this episode. So I guess at least she got to, go out on a good note because her dish won. But the other girl, Ellie, it's too bad that at least Gordon didn't taste her dish. I thought that was a shame.
I think he should have tasted both, and he should have picked. Don't you think?
Yeah.
And it's just those two.
Yeah.
That's it. So
that would have been a good idea for him to taste both dishes. That would have been interesting, actually.
Yeah. So also for this challenge, they had a visiting chef from New York.
I can't remember.
I think he cooks really good seafood. He has a seafood restaurant. And so he was helping judge the dishes. And this is the thing where they have the red team against the blue team. And then the person tasting it, he'll give a point to the person who wins and no point to the other. Or he might give them both points. And then at the end, the team with the most points wins the challenge. Okay? And what Marco said, they had fish, but each one had a different fish, each couple. And they had picked it, they had a whole big net full of fish. And it was a 2-part challenge. They had to jump into the fish, the two people going against each other, and find the fish they're going to cook.
As you guys can see, Safi is defaulting to her mechanisms.
So the
she actually has Safi. You actually have a light. There's a light on your neck.
So they actually
there is a flashlight emitting like a light here on your neck. What is that, Safi?
My earphone.
Oh wow. That's such good radio, guys. I bet you guys really like that. I was almost gonna lock Safi out of the review because it's like, wow. I mean, that is just what you call terrible review etiquette. So as you can see, now Safi's gonna close the door, and so now let's get back to the review, which is what we're here to do. And so now I would like to talk, and I would like to talk about how the vegan girl, Cara Marie, who, I am monitoring her very closely because she is just a little too peculiar to not want to monitor. Every single little thing she does is like an interesting thing to study. It's like those nature shows where you find a really weird creature out in the wild, and you're just watching everything they do and just critiquing every single thing. And so her dish lost. And so yet again, she has lost in all the challenges.
That's right. And she said that too. She says, I haven't won any challenges.
That was very peculiar of her to do. At the very end, now that Safi's not learning from her mistake and jumping to the end again, we would like to talk about how, yes, she admits that she has not won a challenge so far. Very, very peculiar thing to do. Very strange. And, it's just, you never see things that she does in Hell's Kitchen before. You never see this type of behaviors. So I just thought that was really hilarious. What'd you think, Safi?
I don't know. It was just, it was kind of a weird episode.
I didn't like it. I didn't like the episode.
Yeah.
You know, it...
Well, I thought it was interesting that this challenge was a little bit more multifaceted, because it's just been a straight cook this, cook that, and whoever cooks the best wins. It was a little bit more... They had actually picked the fish they were going to cook, like they have to know fish. And then in the women... barely won, but what they won was 5 extra minutes to cook than the men. So I don't know if that made a difference or not. But when they had this one-on-one challenge, but I didn't. It was just, I don't know. It was kind of unpleasant.
Well, I thought that the challenge...
Mean. I don't know.
The challenge part was fine. The whole challenge, but even then... They had the thing where they chose the other girl's dish, and Ellen, she looked like a little child who was going to cry. You know, the entire...
About the girl with the red hair?
Yes, Safi, that's her name. Or no, wait, no, is it Ellie? I can't remember.
I can't read my notes. It's too dark in here.
Let's just call it the Kool-Aid girl, because she's got the Kool-Aid hair. So the Kool-Aid girl, she was very depressed. You know, she looked like she got left out in elementary school gym class, and you know, just we've been talking a lot about gym this episode. So
well, that's why I thought it would have been better if Chef Gordon, at least just for this 2 people, because there were too many girls, right?
Yeah.
If he would have just tasted their dishes, just them by himself, just those 2, because all the other ones they went one-on-one.
And he didn't taste any of them.
Yeah, that's right. He didn't taste any of them. I think it would have been helpful. In fact, in looking at what happens at the end, when he's got to really pick the best chef, that would have been really, that kind of would have figured into the process, don't you think? Because he's got to pick the best chef. So wouldn't he want to taste their dishes?
I don't know.
And he doesn't taste... See, like I told you, they have a visiting chef. He tasted all the dishes. Chef Ramsay didn't taste them. The visiting chef made the decision who got the points and who didn't, or who tied, whatever. And it was all up to him. Chef Gordon didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
So
Chef Gordon.
I think he at least could have done just that on his own, because that starts it off.
So I thought that the episode went downhill after the challenge, but I didn't really like the whole episode. I really don't like the women's team at all. I'm trying to think of... I guess the new mother is kind of likable,
Yeah,
but
the California woman.
All of them are really, really unlikable. I guess the vegan, she's kind of peculiar, you know, to study. You know, she's like a study.
I'll just never forget the...
She's like a character study.
That it's really watermelon. I can't get over that.
She's like a character study.
I've watched vegans on YouTube. I've known a couple. I've watched their they live in, they're van life dwellers, and they're true vegans, and they're not. They don't pretend to do anything but what they do or eat what they eat. There's no pretending, and this thing where you're gonna pretend to compete with everybody else, pretend that you're just gonna cook vegetables and pretend like it's meat. It's just stupid.
Why?
I don't like it.
So you wouldn't eat Cara Marie's watermelon?
No.
Oh.
Watermelon is watermelon. It's not tuna.
Oh no, I would try it. I would try the watermelon.
Well, you know what? You like tuna. I mean, I don't mind eating like a tuna fish sandwich.
Yeah, I like
very rarely, but you know, I'll do it.
I like seared ahi tuna.
Yeah, Marco likes that.
I've had it a couple times. It was really good. I had it in California. It was really, really good. In fact, I overindulged, which, you know, who cares? It was a vacation. But I would try the watermelon tuna. But
I think you'd notice the difference.
I don't care. I'll enjoy it. So I really didn't like. I don't like the I don't like the women's team. The men's team, you know, they're fine. But I really.
Good.
I really don't like the women's team. I think that it's like a toxic,
Oh, it feels like high school.
high school
Oh, I hate
group. But we'll get to that because, first off, Anaya, who is, as I told everyone in the first episode review, you never trust a woman with a name like that, ever. Especially if it's her first name.
Is that the girl who's like almost your age?
I don't know.
She's 25 or 24.
She's kind of looks like an alien, and she had the punishment pass, so she used that, and the men's team doesn't like her either.
Well,
they didn't like her either.
The problem is, let's explain that.
Let's explain that.
The women lost by 1 point. So they had to stay back, and they had to clean that boat with all that fish on it. And Marco said there was a rotten fish left on the deck, part of it, and it reminded him of eating those sardines. Okay, well they had to stay behind, but what the men got to do? They got to go to this beautiful mansion that was also a restaurant. It was 150 years old or something, or more, and it was very probably famous. It's probably a tourist attraction. And, of course, it had the hardwood floors, and it was a beautiful place. It really was. And they got to have a lobster dinner. But the thing is, that girl, Anaya, she had the punishment pass. Remember, she got that a few episodes ago. So that means that if she didn't want to do the punishment, which was cleaning the boat, she could get rid of it. So what happens is, though, it's not just a matter of her not doing the punishment. She got to go with the men and pick one of the men who didn't deserve a punishment in her place to do her punishment.
And she's so petty that she picked the guy that got a point over her with his dish.
And so, you know what? The men didn't like that either.
Yeah.
They didn't respect that. And the women were just like, I don't think they respected it either. Because that guy didn't do anything wrong. And he's having to do the punishment. And when they were doing the punishment, the women were noticing how hard he worked in doing and cleaning up the boat.
Yeah, this was the other part. I think it was the vegan, because remember, I studied everything that she did. She made some sort of like a special like accommodation of him, like some sort of a recognition of like, you're doing the work. So that was a very interesting behavior that happened there. I wonder what that says.
The men did not like it, and they thought she was a kind of like a snarky, wise-ass bitch.
Oh!
I could tell.
Safi!
They were pretty polite, but they were cool. Like, we're not really going to talk to you, and we don't really like what you did, and we don't respect what you did. That's what they acted like, but they were... I guess they were too respectful.
She's straight out of high school too. She
seems really immature.
She acts straight out of high school. Like she doesn't act like she's an adult at all. Definitely doesn't need to be a professional chef.
And she is one of the youngest. Yeah, I don't see her.
In fact, the other girl who got sent home, the crybaby, what was her name? Molly. She was like, I don't know what to do. I think she was actually better because, at least she didn't act like this girl. But we'll get to her later on, too. Even in the trailer for next episode, it's like, God, I hate that girl a lot.
I don't hate her, but I just...
I hate her on the show.
It's pretty obvious, though, who's not going to win. Who's not going to win.
Well, hopefully.
And who's going to go home.
Hopefully.
There's no way.
Okay.
No, she's going to go home.
Yeah, usually the person who wins Hell's Kitchen is like someone really mid. Like someone who's just really, really like in the center of the spectrum. Same with Master Chef, with exceptions. So after all that, they do dinner service, and I gotta be honest, I really didn't get much from the dinner service. Like, some people there was a big screw up, which was the crack baby guy again. He did not cook the beef Wellingtons.
He didn't get it set up. I think they said he had to pierce it or make slits in it.
Yeah.
And he had to do something else because, it's a piece of meat that has a pastry around it, and it puffs out, and then the meat has to cook too. That's beef Wellington. That's what I said. I've never cooked it.
So
I don't know if I could do it.
He assumed that this other guy would do it.
And
the
you
other
never
guy,
do that. That was wrong.
The other guy was doing a tableside service. So, it was just like... And then once again, too, by the way, he was trying to blame that other guy, which is what he always does, especially on this show. So far, that's all that he's done. Whenever he's done something wrong, he blames other people.
And that was not fair at all.
He tried to do that again this episode, and it didn't work out very well, as we could see at the very end, which was kind of a weird, like, to be continued moment that they had at the end of the episode.
Yeah, I know.
But other than that, like, the women's team was kind of trash, like with the vegetables.
Well,
like...
they were both teams. They have not completed a dinner service since the show started.
Yeah.
Neither one. So they were very interested in finishing their dinner service. They didn't want to be sent home from the kitchen. And that's what he's done. And so they were both, they were trying everything they could to get everything perfect, except...
What?
Well, you have the girl, Kat, who she was just doing garnishes. And garnishes for this service was like cut up carrots, and I mean like the circle kind, and then what else? Some other kind of vegetables.
You could see how crunchy they were, too. I mean, you could tell. Like, it was like, oh, God. Ugh.
And she made the mistake of undercooking them over and over and over again. And the thing is, she did it in front of him. He tasted the vegetables, and he could also see, not just taste, but see that they were not cooked. And she did it over and over again. What the hell?
That part was really cringeworthy because,
yeah, it was.
Safi and I, we've gotten a lot of Chinese food out.
Yes.
And and this is like a stereotype at this point, that you go to these Chinese restaurants and the vegetables are undercooked.
They're so undercooked, they're just like what she did.
And it's horrible, too.
And I don't like it. I'm not getting another meal.
It catches you off guard. And it's bad for your teeth, too.
I can't stand that.
So I hate that. So that was really like, ugh. But, she's not a bad chef. Like, she's not really like a high school mean girl, I guess. Like, she wasn't one of the
But she even
ones.
admitted that she just wasn't up to the task. But
Yeah.
why? This is just vegetables. It's not even complicated.
Yeah, at the end, she was like, you know what, Gordon? I just didn't do it tonight. I gotta get home and watch Judge Judy and shit, like, I just gotta relax.
She didn't say that, but she did say something like that to him about she just wasn't up to the task.
I can get better tomorrow.
I mean, you're not going to get head chef of anything with that kind of weakness.
I can be better in a couple of minutes after I have a drink of Gatorade. Like, I don't know. Like that. She was just like clearly like defeated. Like she acted like she knew. Like
Well, she should have known because she didn't write. It's not that they had to tell on her, and he had to believe them over her. He saw it for himself multiple times. So
Safi's really passionate about this episode.
I don't get it. You have come all this way. And to me, you're not serious. You are not serious about being a chef.
Wow.
Because he's expecting, the way I see it, he's expecting somebody who's very well experienced, who can take the stress, who can work with other people immediately and take over that kitchen. He's not going to do it for them. He's going to expect them to be ready.
You guys should see Safi's face right now. She has, like, her eyes are, like, laser focused. Like, she's just like, Chef Gordon's not going to hold your hand.
No,
little
he's
girl.
not.
He's
No.
not going to hold your hand.
No, he's not. I just don't get her. She just acted like she was on drugs. I mean, she was,
God, Safi.
She was spacey.
God.
Or in a fog or something. Why somebody in the house is watching that Jeffrey Dahmer Netflix show.
It's not me.
And we both have already watched it last year. And he put is it GHB or GCB and other men's drinks, and I don't know.
What was the point of that?
Well,
that was so weird.
Like she had GCB or GHB or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And
so
she was in a stupor.
So you know those types of drugs now. Oh, okay. So anyways, next what happened is Chef Gordon, he said, I'm so mad with you guys, I'm not even going to declare a winner. And so he only declared a loser, and it was the women's team, and
while the women were being picked on,
they deserved to lose.
The men had to sit down in a group watching.
Oh yeah, and so then the women went back to their dorms, and it's really funny because the trailer for this episode made it seem like Alexandra was like the devil or something. She is kind of unprofessional, and she is kind of rude. She's kind of like she is like the person like in Halloween who like you're going trick or treating, and like she's got like she's in her house but all the lights are off and she doesn't put out any candy. Like that's what she acts like. That's like her personality. But that doesn't mean that she deserves to be like singled out and like treated like it's like a high school Mean Girls movie. And
she said that too.
Yeah, and so the whole group is basically like discriminating against her and trying to kick her out for like no reason at all. She literally didn't have any flaws for her service.
And she also made a point for their team.
Yeah, she said
the challenge.
She was purposefully quiet so that she could, just do her work.
Well, she wanted to get to know the women.
Yeah.
She wanted to see what they were like.
So she really tried to put her best foot forward, and she got paid back with, oh, well, fuck you. And I thought that was horrible, very negative. The only person who was kind of trying to talk with her was the vegan, which, once again, very, very peculiar creature, a very weird behavior from her. Like she's like having like a one-on-one talk with her. And she's trying to reason with the
unreasonable.
And it's just like, look, like, the thing is, what you realize here is that the reason why the vegan did this is because she knows what it's like to be the one person in the group that everyone dislikes because she's a vegan. And, nobody likes vegans. So she was trying.
Not all vegans, Marco, because the cat lady, the van cat lady from Canada.
Oh, okay.
She's a really nice
lady.
The
cat lady. Yeah, okay.
She's really good, a good person.
No, she's trying to. She's like, I know where you're coming from, Alexandra, and Alexandra's just like.
She's having a temper tantrum.
She's like basically a fairy tale character. She's like, when the fairy tale where the blonde girl goes to the house and there's like the bears and shit. Like she's like an evil bear. She's like an evil bear that would meet Goldilocks, and Goldilocks is like, oh shit, and then the bear just like chops her head off and feeds her to her fucking family and shit. Like that's who Alexandria is. She is an evil bear.
She reminds me of a Nazi. I can't help it. I can see her
appearance wise.
Yeah, Marco said anyway. It's in your. I don't know. Don't think me like she's not a real Nazi, but she's like an actress who would play a Nazi. She'd be a great actress. She's in the wrong field. We said this last week. Get off the cooking and go into acting. You'd be perfect. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, actors act exactly like
You'd
her.
You'd be a perfect villain. Perfect. You would, in fact, they'd probably make a great Halloween, scary movie with her as the bad guy,
Halloween?
the villain. Yes,
like Michael Myers.
No, not that kind of. Just a Halloween.
You mean a horror movie?
Yeah, horror movie.
Yeah, that's
she'd be perfect. Perfect. Get out of the cooking field and go into the right field.
Yeah, get out of the cocaine field.
Anyway,
but
go ahead.
She didn't do anything wrong this episode,
No,
though. She didn't do anything. She won a point for their team in the challenge. So I gotta say it too. I don't know what the deal was with, like, we got to put 3 people up for elimination.
It's usually just 2, isn't it?
That was really gay. I didn't like that. I thought that was stupid. And I also think, I don't even think Alexandria deserves to be officially, like, statistically recognized as having been put up for elimination because, like, she literally got put up for no reason. No reason. There was no reason for her to be up there at all, except for all of her teammates, the vegan kind of not, but all of her teammates are a bunch of bitches.
Well,
they all are a bunch of mean girls.
They don't like her.
So,
they were very upset, and I don't blame them. It's just like the men being upset about that girl replacing, taking one of their team members out, and he didn't do anything except beat her. But last week, when the girl got eliminated from their team, and she wasn't going to get it, and she's the one who blew up the microwave. So I mean,
yeah, but what does that have to do with her cooking?
The other girl flipped her off.
That has nothing to do with her cooking.
They didn't like it.
Nothing to do with it.
They did not like that.
Well, they're
behavior.
fucking retarded.
Well,
okay, Kyle from last season, he did that like every single fucking episode. Like there was that one episode where he was having the fancy dinner with Egypt, and the other girl was the other one a girl? Yeah, she was a girl. Yeah. I just can't remember her name. But Kyle was saying shit like, "Oh, I'm gonna put you down. Like this is gonna be your last challenge reward. So enjoy it, loser." He acted like that the entire fucking season, and yet he never got put up just because like his team was like, "We don't like how he's acting."
Men aren't like that.
Oh, really,
yes.
Safi?
Women are more the mean girl. The mean girl.
There's differences between men and women?
Well, in that case, there sure is.
Wow.
Sorry.
The first woman to ever acknowledge that. Wow.
No, other women have not acknowledged it. They just may not. You just may not have heard about it.
Who said it? Rachel Maddow? I don't think so.
No, she's not. No. She doesn't get into that kind of stuff.
So anyways, Kat got sent home. Alexandria, once again, she didn't get sent home because she didn't deserve to get sent home. And the vegan, she's just fun to monitor. And so Gordon put her back in line.
Right.
So, that. But then at the very end, for some reason, Chef Gordon, he was like, "Wait a second, I am not finished. I want to do an ad for my Walmart meals." No, he didn't do that.
He didn't say that.
He brought up the
you
crack.
You didn't hear anything about the Walmart meals.
He brought up the crack baby guy, and then he sent everyone else away. Now, at first, I thought maybe what he's going to do is he's going to put him on the girls' team and put Alexandria on the guys' team.
I bet he does do something like that. He has done something like that, right?
Well, that's what he usually does when there's like a teammate who is being discriminated against, like Josh from one of the seasons. He got put on the women's team, and then they didn't like him either because, but he was kind of a dork. But that's what I thought. So I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I thought, though, like, if he gets sent home, like, good job, Gordon. Like, honestly, like, that guy...
He's not going to make it.
Blaming everyone else for his mistakes. Like, it's just horrible.
That is not the proper behavior of the person who's going to be the head of the executive chef of a resort.
It's so unprofessional.
Yeah.
And it's so childish, too.
He needs counseling.
I guess that's the issue, is that he's still kind of like a child because he didn't have good parents. So
he didn't grow
you know.
up. He started off on the wrong foot. Let's just put it that way.
Well, so he's still childish, and he's still he acts like a baby.
Even though I think he does pretty good cooking. I don't know what happened with the beef Wellington.
He needs.
What was he doing then? If he didn't
him.
No,
I
what
don't
was
know.
he doing?
The
that's
meat?
what I couldn't figure.
Did he do all the meat? I don't know.
He didn't he said he was
did,
on the meat.
Yeah,
sticks?
I think so.
But I didn't see him do anything with the meat.
I don't know.
Whatever. That's what I mean.
Whatever.
Well, they don't show everything.
Yeah.
Or they don't let you see it. Maybe they had footage of it, but they didn't. We didn't see it. We didn't see him doing it. Now we did see that other guy and a girl. They did tableside. They did a tableside hors d'oeuvre, and we did see them do it. I remember it was a Cara, right? And that the guy.
A Cara.
And then the
Who
vegan
is-
girl.
who
She
is-
was doing tableside hors d'oeuvres with the guy.
Yeah.
And the guy was the dark hair. I think they're both from the East Coast. And then what? Bradley said he thought that the guy who'd been on tableside was supposed to be the one who put in the
beef Wellington.
beef
yeah.
Wellington. Why? Why would he think that?
It's so weird.
So that's it.
I would give the episode a C.
Yeah, me too.
It was just like a whatever episode. Like
It's just so unpleasant. I
Yeah.
just can't.
it was unpleasant this episode though. Like
But why?
Yeah.
I mean, why? Should it be that way? I mean, maybe I'm just used to the like MasterChef. Everybody's just being so nice to each other.
well,
There wasn't anybody unpleasant.
the women's team. I don't know if it's. I don't think it's all of them actually. There's got to be just like.
No, there's a
But-
couple of bad ones, but they make so much noise, they make everybody look bad.
Yeah, so that would be the young girl and then someone else. But, like, I don't know specifically, but those couple should be sent home because they don't belong in a professional
I think
environment.
they will. That's the thing, and I think he's in a big hurry
Yeah, he really
to finish the series.
he really acts like this season is like a special season or something. Like he's like, okay, like this episode we're gonna send 5 people home, so just so you know, like he's just like so chaotic this season.
Well, I think it's like he just wants to get it over with. He
Yeah.
really does. Like he just wants to get it done because he wants to get this person. And, I kind of wonder about that because I wonder if he really already has somebody in mind, like from the very beginning.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. Like the woman from California who was already an executive chef.
But
But
last
she had
season,
to leave because she was pregnant. She wanted to stay home and have the
but
baby.
last season, do you think that he had Kyle in mind the whole season? No,
No, I don't think so.
absolutely not.
That was a different season, and to me, watching the whole episode, I'm thinking that he
I think
he
it's
already had in mind where he wants.
no. I think it's more. I think it's more in line with he knows which people he wants to send home.
Well,
Like
I do too. I know what people he can send home too.
yeah, the young girl for starters.
Well, she just doesn't. She's too immature.
The problem child, send her home. Alexandria, she deserves to go home because she's unprofessional.
She's an actress, and she's in the wrong field.
She could play like an evil chef too. She could play like a bitchy chef as well.
Well,
like in a movie.
They had that ice cream man.
Like a Hallmark movie.
Well,
like a
they
Hallmark movie where you have like the mean old woman who's like she's just like the mother who doesn't approve of the new love interest, and
No.
why not?
She's like, wasn't there some chef movie
Don't you believe
where
in
he
her?
tried to kill all his guests? It was just recently on.
guests.
They had to board a boat, I think, and there was no way for them to get off. And then he was trying to kill everybody all the people who came to eat there.
Killing people.
He was going to blow them up or something.
Oh, that was an island. That was the menu.
Wow.
She wouldn't be good in that.
No, it'd be something like that.
She's too cartoony. She has to be in something more cartoony. But anyways, that was an okay episode. I hope that this season gets a little bit better because I think that the big issue is just both teams need to get better at being teams. I really don't like the thing when they get kicked out of the kitchen.
I don't either.
In fact, I really didn't like it.
It's childish.
I really didn't like it when Gordon said, "I'm not going to declare a winner. I'm only going to declare a loser," because it's like really like
that seems very petty.
That's so like bullshit. Like if one team loses, then the other team wins by default. Like that's how it works. And I think it's especially shitty because I bet in past seasons that like bad teams would win a service and then he would still credit them. But the men's team didn't do that bad this episode. They didn't do that bad.
They were trying very hard not to do bad because they didn't want to get kicked out of the kitchen again.
Yeah.
Both of them didn't want to. I don't know. I just think it seems to me he has no patience with BS. And that woman overcooking or undercooking the carrots over and over and over again is just inexcusable. And it was right to send her home. There wasn't anybody else, man or woman. The thing with the beef Wellington, I don't get the misunderstanding. And I also don't get that guy's behavior about blaming everybody else for his mistakes.
Yeah, this is the second time he's done that.
Yeah,
so
I don't like that either.
That's about it. Anyways, so
next time, I don't know I can't even remember. We saw it and it kind of jumped around, but you kind of have the same problems.
The younger girl is yelling at Alexandria. Alexandria is saying,
I don't care.
You're supposed to let me talk, and the young girl's like, I don't care what you have to say. And it's like, well, that's not really good to be on a team and not care what your teammate has to say. That's not really a good choice.
Okay, so we both gave the show a C, and I guess I'm being generous because I feel like, sometimes to me, it's watching these shows, it's more about the drama and the pettiness and the drama. And it's almost less about the cooking. And I kind of like, I like it more when they get into the cooking. I don't know, when they're a little bit more detailed, but this seems to be like the fish dishes that they did at the beginning where they had the male versus a female teams, going against each other and getting a point. Well, they go through that so quickly. And I don't know, I kind of like to learn something, at least. Some things. And it's more like a soap opera where they're doing drama and pettiness and mean girls and jealousy and I don't know. I don't like that. So anyway, that's it. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and become one of our subscribers and give it a like or make a comment. And then if
subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Be a subscriber, and if you want or you're interested in what Marco's been doing. Now he's been transferring his videos to DVDs to submit somewhere for something. He doesn't tell me everything. And so he is trying his very best to get everything done and worked out on his projects. He's working hard on them. He's a little bit stifled because the transfer has taken so long, and also his DVDs don't seem to have enough space. So he needs to get new DVDs that have more space. So that's it with that. So if you want to learn about what he's doing and become and be a Patreon, there's 3 levels to choose from.
If you want to be a Patreon.
If you want to be part of the Patreon group, and there's 3 levels. So to learn about his projects. And he'll give you credit in, he'll put your name in the credits in one of his projects.
Yeah, maybe what I should do is I should make a Patreon video where I cook a watermelon tuna for Safi.
No, don't cook it for me.
That'd be
'cause I won't eat
hilarious. That'd be so
it.
funny.
Gross.
I'll do
I
it.
wouldn't even consider it.
Why not?
Because I don't eat that kind of tuna anyway.
Oh, okay. So,
That's it, everybody. So, goodbye.
bye.